And we are live. Gentlemen, welcome back to you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not cutting off our listening audience here to just gentlemen. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Mecca of Banter podcast. You caught us right in the middle of discussion of we do this thing every time that we're about to record where we have this really, really great banter on the front end of the pod and we forget to press record and whatever. You caught us in the middle of it. So here we are. Thanks for listening. Happy to have you here. It's your boy Hen. I am this week's host, and it's a great week. A great week to be a Manchester United fan. Great week to be a Manchester United fan coming off of the Manchester Derby. It's odd. No one else on this pod seems to be very excited about being a Manchester United fan right now. Which is crazy because we're going to spend 40 of the 57 minutes of this podcast tonight talking about Manchester United.
I hope not.
Oh, we're going to do it. But let's hear from the fellas on how we're doing. We'll go over run a show on the pod just so you know what you're in for. And then we'll get it started. So, Nick Hayflinger, welcome back to America.
Hey, happy to be back. Went from sunny Mexico Beach to snow. So that's just fantastic. But Chelsea got us 3 points in the Premier League this weekend, so I am pretty happy. I also got to play footy with two of the boys on this podcast right now on Sunday. So I'm feeling great. Also happy to banter with you guys as always. There were some good games this weekend. So
were you able to tune into stuff in Mexico? Like, were you able to pay attention?
So Mexico, obviously not on my phone. So nothing on my phone works. None of the apps that I have on my phone works. But a lot of the TVs inside the resort that we were staying at had a lot of the games on.
That's awesome.
It was also awesome. Alex Dietrich was in Mexico with us. He's also an Arsenal fan, so we got to watch the Carabao Cup together right before the wedding, and we got to pretty much pre-game the wedding while watching the game, so it was super cool to do.
That's
obviously the result wasn't as what we wanted, but we're not going to really be talking about that game that much today, so
no worries. I'll be honest with you, I forgot that even happened this week, so there's enough to talk about in the world of footy without talking about the Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup on the opposite side. Lucas Winkleman, how we doing?
No complaints, boys. Top of the league for another week. Increasing that lead week by week, despite not scoring goals. It's what we do.
That's how we do.
That's how we do. I think we talked about it earlier, but getting the chance to talk about City feels like it's been a couple years since we've had to talk about that, and it's been kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
But interested to start diving back into what we're going to need to do this season to be successful. But happy to do it with you guys here today.
It's beautiful, man. If you're a podcast listener on Spotify or on YouTube, I encourage you to look at the video and look at Lucas Winkleman's office. It's dope as fuck. Way to go on the decorations, man. It looks really good. I really like that. Dobes, Connor Sandoberson, how we doing?
There's very few things in the world that would have made me miss this podcast today. After the Manchester Derby. No, it's good, fellas. It's good to see you, Connor Sandoberson. It's good to be here. It feels good to be on here for the first time in forever. But actually, it feels like it's been years since I was actually extremely, extremely proud of a United performance. Doesn't mean a whole lot. We'll see. Probably not. But at the same time, I'm going to enjoy it while we got it. So it's good to be here, fellas.
I was listening to a podcast today that it was that was Manchester United's best performance since I don't even know when the last time we had a good performance.
Couldn't tell you.
I was that's pretty accurate. Last but certainly not least, the man who we sent a couple wellness checks to this week, making sure that he was still signs of life.
He didn't answer them either, by the way.
Didn't answer. Andy Hoover, what's up, dude?
What's up, lads? I'm keeping the St. Louis City preseason schedule, and I am looking forward towards the Coachella Invitational, boys. We're back to the YouTube live streams that someone's mom is recording from the stands. So, yeah, man, couldn't be better. Everything's super awesome. We're doing great over here. I'm so excited to be here. Let's chop it up.
Dude, I love that Tottenham's really taking the approach of backing a manager. I think it's so ballsy in this day and
So
age to really just
dude.
get behind a manager, you know?
So sick, bro.
I love it. Have you found dates on that Coachella Invitational? What are we, 3 weeks out?
I do indeed have some dates. So we're in training. The lads head out they left today for the IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple closed door friendlies, back to St. Louis end of January, and then the Palm Springs, California trip starts February 3rd with another closed door friendly. And then we get to watch two, February 7th and February 11th are our YouTube
Nice.
little troll watches. They're the
Can
best.
Can they just end the season already? I'm already sick of watching us.
Let's dive into St. Louis City, shall we? Because like we've said, it's been a minute since we've talked about them on this podcast. Two big pieces of information have landed this week. We have signed officially Daniel Edelman from the New York Red Bulls, who for all intents and purposes seems to be a number 6, a ball winning number 6, 22 years old, coming out of the Red Bulls Academy. He follows in the footsteps of a long list of New York Red Bulls center midfielders that are ball winners. CC Tyler Adams, what's up? So that is one piece of news that we'll talk about. The other one is Mamadou Fall, who most recently was with Barcelona's B team, but also spent some good time at LAFC a couple of years ago, allegedly is signing for us. There's no deal confirmation yet, but Tom Bogert put out his news that we're close to signing him, which he is the Fabrizio of the MLS, so we'll count that as something. But okay, fellas, these are two of the first moves that we've seen out of this regime that is Corey Ray. Interesting moves, exciting moves. That's a 6 and a center back. How are you feeling about this?
I'm pumped. I mean,
good commentary. We love it. That's solid. That's actually why people tune into this podcast above all other podcasts for the commentary, for sure.
The only reason I'm pumped is because I think everyone who's listened to this podcast has heard me harp on the fact that I think we've needed a center back, or at least some center back that we already have that we can play consistently, someone that can take kind of the reins in our defensive back four and kind of lead us, because I think defensively we've struggled for the last 2 years. And obviously a lot of defenders on this podcast, we believe that that's where it starts and that's how we can win games in the future. So I'm pumped that we got a 6 and a center back. As far as the quality of the players, I'm not really sure. I haven't really seen much, but the fact that we're going out and shopping for those positions makes me happy. So
it at least shows some sort of intention of the team. A 6 is something that we've been crying out for, since season 1, since Blom went through his purple patch of the first 2 months. God, do you remember? Fuck, man, our Blom shout, and then Jesus Christ, it's just funny to think about. But we've been crying out for it for a long time. Now, what's interesting is that he's a young kid. He is not the finished product. He is not going to be the person who. I don't even know if I would put my flag in the ground of saying that he's going to transform our team. It's a lot of pressure to put on a 22-year-old kid, but something that from what we've seen, now we haven't watched him play, but from the comps that we've watched and from the articles that we've read, he seems to be solely focused on winning the ball back. Not overly interested in playing long progressive passes, breaking lines, having the ball at his feet for too long. He seems to be the guy that goes, hunts down the ball, and dishes it off to his other center midfielder, his number 10, his wingers, whatever it may be, which is interesting. We don't need another ball carrier in our central midfield, because especially now that we've signed or are about to sign the other Fall, both Fall and Fall are center backs that like to break lines with their passes. So if we're looking for those passes to come from deep, it sounds like those will be coming from our 2 center backs, not our number 6, which is cool, which is exciting. But I have to imagine that we'll go out and do some more business before the season starts, because there's no way that we can take the exact same roster from last season, introduce 2 new faces, and expect to be competitive. We're just not there yet.
You would think.
Yeah, crazier things have happened, I suppose.
Am I still in here? You guys hear
bro,
me?
you're great.
Yeah, we got you.
You're so good.
My computer's frozen, so I'm just calling in like a phone. Like this is a phone call, but
well, we can see you bright and clear. You look great.
All right, word.
Just know that you are moving crystal clear for us.
Yeah,
That's great. I don't care what you guys look like, frankly. So I don't even know where I was headed with that. He's got 100 appearances in MLS as a 22-year-old. I feel like that's one, good.
Mhm.
And two, I mean, he played 84 minutes in the final in 2024 against LA Galaxy. So, like, you know, a lot of U20, U23, U16 experience. U20, or he's in the 2023 U20 World Cup. The kid plays a lot, so I feel like that's really positive. The thought of a Durkin Edelman double pivot scares the shit out of me.
No one can pass the ball.
You know, that doesn't sound good. And frankly, I heard this too, and I didn't say anything on Twitter, but I meant to. Durkin was named in our like leadership group with Berkey and Hartle and Leuven. And I didn't necessarily love that either, because that tells me he's going to be playing a lot. So I'm excited that we got somebody in that position, so that we're not 100% reliant on the dude. But yeah, you know, that's a fine. It's a move at the very least. And then yeah, there was a lot of praise about our other fall here this week too. A lot of the MLS media was talking about him. The fall wall, let's just trademark that now. Let's get some stuff down.
Somebody start making t-shirts.
I'm with Nikki. You know, we've maybe got a center back pairing, and they're both named Fall, and they're both from Senegal, and they both seem to be absolute physical demons. So, like, all in on that. Could I be 100% wrong? Absolutely. But, you know, surface level here, I'm taking it, dude. I'm with it.
My buddy Jake Wendell, who photographer for St. Louis City, great dude, friend of the pod. He texted me immediately as soon as this like fall news was breaking. He back when Fall played for LAFC, Jake took a photo of him, and it was the first professional athlete that ever posted one of his photos on his Instagram. And so Jake has followed this guy's career, like has this like emotional attachment to him. So whenever they saw like the Twitter news, Jake was like stoked. He was so pumped. And he was like so excited, texted me, and I was like, yeah, bro, wait until a month and a half into the season though, and we have a Hebert Yarrow center back pairing, because both Fall and Fall are hurt. He's like, don't fucking rain on my parade. Do not say that shit. So you know, for the tacticos out there, for the people that are, you know, drawing up tactics against Grimsby on the sidelines, it would be interesting, a double pivot of Edelman and Durkin, and it may not be that bad going forward, because what it could do, and stick with me here, if we play, you know, classic 4-2-3-1, we know who really the front four is going to be. It's going to be Hartle, it's going to be Klaus, it's going to be Sangbin. And I guess we don't know who the fourth is. Is it going to be Toichert? Is it going to be Celio? Whatever. So some version of that. Then you have the double pivot of those two. And then you have a back four of Wallum, Fall, and Totland. What having a double pivot of them would allow is for both of our wingbacks to go forward, our two center midfielders to kind of like drop in on the back line, or one of them to drop in on the back line, and just kind of let the front four and our wingbacks do their thing. That also creates a lot of tactical flexibility. Durkin likes to drift out to the right. If he drifts out to the right, can Totland come in as like an inverted winger, or can Wallum do that? I don't know. There creates some dynamic there that it may not be terrible to have them as a double pivot, but on the ball, them as a double pivot just frightens me. I don't really, and you know, maybe this Edelman guy really isn't that bad on the ball, but Durkin in a double pivot always is enough to scare me. So we'll see. We'll see what we have going on. Fact of the matter is, we do have to do some more business. It just is simple math. When you let go of a bunch of the contracts that we let go of, we don't have a complete enough roster to even get us through the first half of the season until like the summer transfer window. We don't have enough guys at the current moment. So we got to go out and do some business. I hope that we sign some depth at like the left back position, the winger position. It seems like we now have a little bit more depth in the center back, center midfield, but now it's about the wings for me.
Dude, I'm just like, even with the who have you said the fall wall?
Mm-hmm.
Even with the fall wall, it's like I'm looking at this this roster right now. You know what I mean? And it is nothing has changed besides losing players from last. You know what I mean? Like nothing has changed besides losing players from last year. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they both pan out, and hopefully this Edelman kid, can continue to, like, I guess, grow into his professional career a little bit with us and maybe take on a next step. But like, we need more. Like, this does not, like, just looking at this roster right now does not make me excited for the season, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah, that's fair. I also like still have a bunch of question marks with the current guys that we have. Like, what are we going to do with Toychert?
Honestly, again, not sold on him.
That's like
if you don't have a position, you don't have a role. Like,
it's one of my main questions, and he's on a ton of money, and is that going to be one of those contracts that we're just kind of stuck with because he's not going to be able to be offloaded? I'm not sure. We'll see. He
was signed 2 managers ago.
Two.
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
Like,
which is just not a good sign, but who knows? We'll see. The main core of our team was signed 4 managers ago. So
amazing.
That. But as more information comes, obviously we'll keep you all posted with our thoughts, with what we think. Also this like fall news came out of nowhere, which is like kind of cool. So it seems like the back office is like doing stuff in the background. It's not like they're just sitting on their heels. The one thing that I'll say before we transition here is, that what's it called? Like Inside City Voice or the City Voice podcast or whatever, where they interview like players and staff members from St. Louis City. It's a really well done podcast that, shout out to them. Peter is the guy who does that. He does a great job, asks really good questions. Carolyn Kindle was on it and couldn't even bring myself to watch. I like, there's just like this part of me right now that I just feel so non-trusting of our front office that I'm like, I just actually don't really care what they have to say at all until we see some results being different, until we see some ambition. I'm just not interested in listening to, and maybe it's, my red tinted specs from the Glazer ownership of Manchester United that like, it's just, you've just been burned so many times by bad ownership. Hoover with Tottenham as well. Burned so many times that, you're just distrusting in general. So I'm unsure.
I love it. I'm glad we're already back there. But that's back where we should be. The fans should never love the ownership. We should hate them. That's how it should be.
Always till it's backwards. Speaking of football, AFCON final happened yesterday, 2 days ago, and wild. I mean,
honestly, what a transition, because there was a lot of non-football shit going down.
It was insane.
CONCACAF on steroids, man.
It is the CONCACAF on steroids for sure. Before the tournament kicked off, we like shared that if you like have never watched AFCON before, you need to tune in to this tournament, and it surprised no one how great it was. It had a lot going on, but the final, shout out Senegal, they won. Neither of our fall wall players were featured in the team, so in case you were wondering, no, they weren't. But a little bit of drama.
A little bit, brother. Let's not tell it short here.
Hoover, give the listeners a little bit of what the drama was.
I don't even really know where to start, but so Senegal had a goal that was apparently extremely controversially chalked off. I didn't see a replay.
No VAR review.
It was like a back on a corner kick on a back post. A foul, quote unquote, a foul on Hakimi, which wasn't a foul at all. He just lost his footing and fell, and they chopped it off. Terrible.
Yeah, so that sets the mood, right? That gets chalked off, and then down on the other side of the pitch, Morocco are given a PK, which I also don't really remember the context of what happened. But the Senegalese players were pulled off the pitch. They left the field in protest because of how controversial this was. Which one, I mean, I've got mixed feelings on it. You can't do that. But also it was bad. Like, shouldn't have had this penalty. 13, 14, 15 minutes go by. They get everyone back on the field. They go to take the PK, and Brahim Diaz tries a Panenka. through the middle, and who's the keeper?
Mendy.
Mendy saves it, and he just reads it the whole way. It was a terrible Panenka attempt. We were talking about it earlier, like every good Panenka doesn't look like a Panenka. Like that's what it is. That's the whole concept.
Like 1.5 steps before he got to the ball,
you just knew what it was going to be.
Yeah.
He didn't attempt to sell it. Like didn't attempt to sell it. Like he slowly walked up to the ball and like it almost looked like he just flipped it into Mendy's hands.
So and even more background, this is all taking place in Morocco, home country. Not to mention before I even get to this piece, but apparently there's a rather interesting trend of opposing teams' players getting food poisoning the night before major games against Morocco in Morocco. It's happened 2 separate occasions. Pat Mede Sarr for Spurs was hospitalized before the AFCON final because he was having food poisoning. There were other documented cases within the squad. That's weird. Don't know what's up with that. That's a trend that's just an odd one to point out. And then during the game, dude, this is the one that melts my face the most. Like during the game, there are Moroccan players, Moroccan ball boys, Moroccan staff stealing Benjamin Mendy.
This was electric. This was electric.
Stealing his towels from behind the net. Like they were on their 3rd towel, and their backup keeper literally had to physically hold the towel.
But he was getting tackled on the field while the game was going on.
There's like 5 ball boys assaulting this backup keeper. He plays for PSV. He's like legit dude, and he's literally
tackle football.
Yeah,
bro, he's on the ground holding on to Mendy's towel to give to him when he needs to wipe his face or hands or gloves because it's raining, and like literally is running halfway around the pitch to just hold on to this towel while there's all these Moroccan like staff and ball boys like assaulting
harassing him. Yeah,
dude.
Once they get hold of him, they're chucking him into the crowd.
Yeah, dude. It was some of the most obscene. Like Dobes said this, I think last week, but it is CONCACAF on It's on like the purest trend you've ever seen. Like it's a whole different level of steroids above CONCACAF. Like we've got shithousery left and right. That's just what it is with Mexico and United States. And you watch those games, you get it. But like, dude, I've never seen anything like this. And like, it was like. It was wildly entertaining for me, but like, bro, it was kind of despicable. Like, it was hard to watch in some capacity. It's like, dude, this is a major tournament. Like, everyone, I think there's a lot of Premier League players, like Iwobi I've seen, and like a lot of people that take a huge offense to people being like, well, do you really want to go to AFCON? It's like, you're disrespecting the continent of Africa. You're disrespecting my country, what this means to me and my people. But then shit like this happens, and it's like, we can't be allowed to like let this go on and treat it as the way that it should be treated. For sure, it's a huge tournament. So I mean, dude, I saw at one point Idrissa Gueye was going up to the ref, and like all of the clips were copyrighted unless you found a really sketchy one. But one of them was like Idrissa Gueye continues to go up to this ref and tell him that God is watching. God is watching. And he was like, God is watching you. Like. Dude, I mean, just absolute scenes out of this finale.
I'm so in on AFCON. I love the whole tournament. To be honest, I loved it.
Well, you'll probably get another one in 7 months, so that happens. What is
I'm
it,
all
4
in.
times a year?
I watched so much of the AFCON.
You did,
but It being in the middle of the season is still so ass.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
like
the weather thing, they can't do it in the middle of the summer.
I know.
It's wild, but. I guess like congrats to Senegal. I mean,
good for them. I'm happy for Senegal.
Yeah,
Sadio Mane.
It's the best player in the world.
Yeah.
What are you laughing for?
What are you laughing for?
I only do absolutes.
Yeah. Let's talk Prem, shall we? Do you all want to talk about the Premier League? I think if you don't want to talk about the Premier League team, we can talk about just our team because I want to talk about our team for sure.
Yeah.
let's talk about that team, that Manchester United team beating Manchester City 2-0. Actually, Lucas's favorite team this week is Manchester United. He's very grateful for us.
Second favorite.
Most favorite team. Connor Sindobri, I'm happy to have you back. And like you said at the beginning of the pod, this is the most excited you've been to talk about Manchester United in forever. So I'm going to give you the red carpet here. Tell the people what they need to know.
I feel like I've said this 10 times in this podcast, but it is like embarrassing how much us winning changes my entire week. Like it's like Saturday night, I'm like looking up tickets to Manchester, seeing how much tickets to games are. You know what I mean? It's like, and then like last week, I like deleted Twitter because I could not stand this, like the thought of Manchester United. To be honest, like this is. I'm extremely happy that I expect this. Like we could have came on here right now and we could have lost 4-0 and I wouldn't even been like a little bit of surprised, which I think is what makes the result even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
I texted Griff and he was like, how confident are you? I was like 5% chance, like 5% chance that we were going to win this game. Did not necessarily know what to expect of the lineup. I think that Carrick dropping Cunha was a big decision. Playing Dorgu sort of on that left side is almost a left winger. Changing the system and formation, bringing Kobe Mainoo into the lineup, playing Mbeumo up top. They were all kind of ballsy decisions, but at the same time, like he got it absolutely spot on. He deserves a ton of credit. You could see kind of like flashes of what we grew up liking about United: counter-attacking football, compact defensively, intelligent midfield spacing, like a proper 4-4-2 when defending all over the field, dropping to 3 at the back. We've been so accustomed to when we beat City, and it's kind of a smash and grab. They miss 15 chances. We find a way to win. Who was it in the final, right? The ball got past to Garnacho, he scores. But like this was the first time I feel like in a long, long time that it was like they didn't deserve a sniff in this game. Like they had one shot on goal and it was a looping header that may or may not have been on goal. We had 2 goals called back for offsides. The third goal
3.
that I thought was, I'm still convinced that it was onside. Hit a crossbar in the 3rd minute. Ahmad rang the post. Like this was a fully deserved victory. Kobe Mainoo was fantastic. Maguire and Licha were fantastic and come back. I don't have a single bad thing to say about this game, more so than I think I'm just genuinely still more surprised than anything. Like I did not expect this at all. And it turns out it came at a massive moment where Liverpool dropped points. All of a sudden we are sitting 1 point out of fourth. How? I have no idea. But we're going into Arsenal and like, I have a little bit of confidence as to where, like, if we would have got our asses kicked this weekend, I would have thought we were going to lose again. But at the same time, like, we bossed them the first game and they came out with a W. Maybe it's time the bottle starts and it can start with us, fellas. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
That would be great. It's funny. Since we recorded this podcast last, Amram was fired. We had Darren Fletcher in charge for 2 games. Then we appointed Michael Carrick. So a lot's happened in the last 2 weeks as a Manchester United fan. Dobes, what were your thoughts? I know that you were texting me really wanting Ole Solskjaer back. What are your thoughts on Carrick now getting the position for the end of the season?
I mean, to be honest, it was like either one would have been fine. I think the biggest thing, and again, I reserve the right to change his opinion, but like, the interim thinks like it's just it never works out well. Like even the Ole situation, right? It ended so shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like he brought the vibes up for 4 or 5 months, right? And don't get me wrong, he did finish 2nd and 3rd. But at the same time, did I ever think that Ole was going to win us the Premier League? Probably not. And I think that's the same thing with Carrick, right? Maybe 4 or 5 months. We have 16, 17 games left. Maybe we go on a run of games, finish 5th, 4th, find our way into the Champions League, maybe have a couple of other results. But at the same time, like, it's hard to think that Michael Carrick is going to be the guy to take us to win a Premier League, which I think is the ultimate goal. So, like, am I happy with Carrick? Do I think that he's going to bring a better Kobe Mainoo, a better vibe to the building? Like, all of that is true. But at the same time, like, I'm still very firm on, like, interim title, give him till the end of the season, unless we just go on this magnificent run. But then even the same time, it's like you could be repeating exactly what we did with Ole. So it's a hell of a start. I think he's managed 4 games with for Man United. It's like he's beaten, who is it? It's Arteta, Pep,
Tuchel,
or no, he tied Tuchel, and you know what I mean. So like it's extremely impressive. But we'll see what he does over the span of the next month when it is still the same group of players. We've seen Ty, fucking Burnley, and Wolves, and so we'll see.
What would he need to finish for you to be able to stay?
To be honest, like
let's say you finish
I don't think there's I mean, second, of course, but like for me, it's if he finishes 4th, but like the performances are, like he set the bar for himself, there's almost pressure on him now because of how high of a bar he's set with that performance. If he can replicate that and that consistency, like that to me is like, all right, this guy's got something. You know what I mean? Like these players are bought in.
I just think he's coming in at a right time. You guys are getting a lot of players back from injury. Leacha looked great. I think Kobe is good ball. Like I think he could get on a momentum.
The crazy thing is, it's like I know we hate on AFCON, but like no AFCON, like I'm guaranteeing that Amram is still in a job.
Yep.
Like Ahmad and Mbeumo are two
crazy to think about.
Those two, those two could have like been the reason we played that way on Saturday. You know what I mean? Like the difference in the dynamic that they add into our team. Like Mbeumo is just a deadly finisher. Ahmad is probably our most creative player on the ball and makes defenses be honest. It's like if they're there, like in that run of games against Burnley and Wolves, we tied. I am confident to say there's 3 points there, and we could be comfortably in the top 4 if the same results. Obviously, Salah, no AFCON, but like. I think that's the thing, so like.
You guys kind of have a little depth. Like, I mean,
fully healthy. And it's like.
You brought on Mason Mount in the 70 or in the 80s something.
Yeah.
It's like there's 2 things. It's like one, Kobe Mainoo showed in the span of his first start.
That Amram.
I literally said, it was like, we should hire him again just to fire him again.
Yeah.
But the second is like, Bruno Fernandes at the number 10 is arguably, I mean, he's the best player in the Premier League. I don't care what anybody says right now in terms of form, but like in the world, it's like Bruno Fernandes leaves that game and goes home and like his wife tells him he loves him and his son tells him he loves him. It's like, I guarantee you, they don't love him as half as much as I love him. Like, it's like what he's done for us. And like that performance on Saturday was like, in my opinion, the best that he's been for us, period. Because it's the non-flailing of the arms. He has a little bit of maturity. Like Nick said it too. Like there's nobody in the world you want on that counterattack running with that ball but him. Like Mbeumo didn't have to take a touch, which I think is like, there's nobody. And then just like that ball that he played in the first half, like the one-time ball all the way across, like.
And like, I don't know. He's one of those players where I feel like even the players around him know that. So like you know what I mean? When you're making a run and you know the guy that has the ball at your foot is going to make the right decision, you make the run even harder. So like, I feel like with him at the ball on his foot with some of the attackers that you have now, you guys are going to be fun.
I think bottom line, it's like I'm very confident that we will create chances against Arsenal. Arsenal is very stout defensively. To be honest, it's like I'm more scared of Arsenal on set pieces, and like there's no banter, like genuinely, than like their front 3. Like seriously, like Gyökeres, I think that Maguire and Leacha have the ability, just like they did to Haaland, like that big presence. Like which Bukayo Saka are we going to get, and who's going to start on that left side? This could come back crumbling down really quick, but at the same time, like Man City's a possession-based heavy team. So is Arsenal. So, like, there is a blueprint that if we can replicate it to winning that game, I don't know. I'm taking the high for now, and we're just going to run with it.
Yeah.
I did just get an update. The PGMOL came out with a statement. They reviewed the replay of that Dalot tackle And they've decided Christian Romero will receive a 3-game ban and a 2-month prison sentence. So I was not letting you guys get through without that.
I don't know how that wasn't a red card, to be fair. That was insane.
Brother, in what world I showed you guys the stats.
We're due for a break. I'm the first person to say straight red. Straight 100%. Should be straight red.
I knew you were, and I get that. But, like, dude, the cards per foul, you guys have 7.7, highest in the league. Arsenal 7.4, right below that. Fouls needed to receive 60 red cards. Man United 462.
That's
Arsenal 444. Tottenham 240. What? Why do what did we do to deserve this? Like, obviously you guys are
foul smarter.
Oh,
I'm just gonna say right now, when we get to Tottenham, like, let me go make some popcorn and just like I'm just gonna sit and listen.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
It's quick and
So
sweet.
much pent up aggression from this man right now.
What I'll add to the United thing before we move on to Chelsea. In a weird way, I am less nervous for the 2 games against City and Arsenal underneath Carrick than I am about playing Wolves, than I am about playing Nottingham, whatever, like a bottom of the table team. United's gotten up for those games all season long. United got up for those games last year. We beat Liverpool last year. We what did we beat Arsenal in, like the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, whatever it was. Like we were up for those big performances. We played really well against Arsenal earlier in the season. It's against the bottom half teams that we just like completely implode. So if there's a blueprint to play against a higher possession team, like we won this game with like 36% possession, I'm more curious to see how Carrick implements his tactics with higher possession. It's what he did at Middlesbrough. He was a very heavily possession-oriented team. He knows the Premier League well enough to know that you can't just replicate that just one-to-one. So we'll see. But like you said, Dobes, if for the next couple of months we can bring the vibes and we can get the best out of some of these players heading into the next manager, that'll be huge. I agree with you.
Bro,
I don't
just
think
give me vibes, man. That fucking counterattack, it felt like it's like
old school.
It was old school Rooney to Tevez to Ronaldo. You know what I mean? Like that's how we used to play. Like it actually felt like United.
Yeah.
This again, it's like I'm way too high only to just come right back down. But like at the same time, I'm gonna I've watched the highlights of this game I think 10 times so far.
Yeah, for what it's worth, we come in here next week and we beat Arsenal. That'll be.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, though. It's like it's just like the City game, though. Every single ounce of pressure is on Arsenal. There's not a single ounce of pressure on us to do anything. You know, which is we tend to thrive better in that scenario.
If we do win, I'm inviting every single one of my Manchester United friends on this podcast. I'm saying, come on, come take a seat. Come on here. United, biggest club in the world, best club in the world. So glad I support them. Let's talk Chelsea. Chelsea won, which is the only other team in this room that got 3 points. So shout out Nikki.
We were exactly mirrored with like firing manager, tying. Then we both won 2-0.
Yep.
Yeah, then we both won 2-0.
You are officially underneath the regime of Terry Rozier, which is great. Terry Rozier, the basketball player. Come on.
I genuinely thought that's how you said it at first.
No. Liam Rose, whatever his name is. Like Hoover, we're not even going to try to learn it this time.
Men age, fellas.
God, yeah. I can't tell. Okay, before we talk about the actual game, I can't tell if this Liam cat is funny or he's just fucking weird.
Don't say that. I want Nick's opinion first because I agree with you. I have no idea what to think of it.
Nick,
I am so indifferent.
Come on. Don't sit on the fence. Choose
Be
a side.
polarizing. Pick a
we
side.
We can be indifferent. We're not fans. We can
he
be
just
indifferent.
He just said exactly what we were going to say. I was like, let me clear the stage.
I watched an interview of him before Brentford, and I liked it a lot. Every single question he was asked, every answer that he had, I liked his answers, and I thought he was doing well. All of this side gimmicks that I'm seeing that people are sending in from these random-ass Twitter users on these stories of him wanting to clap hands and build Legos. Like, I'm not all in on that.
Is the Legos real? Is that real?
I don't know. I have not seen him say that. I haven't seen a
so that's the thing. Like
article that says that from Chelsea.
It was Daily Sport. So
I think I think it's even worse that it seems like it's believable.
Well,
like,
that's the thing. In his post game match, his post match press conference, or whatever, he came out and said, like, yeah, like apparently I'm going to go play with Lego now, and I'm going to do a lot of clapping this week. So yeah, like, and so like he's acknowledging it, but then I'm like,
still don't know.
Yeah,
I hope he's just talking shit, and if he is, that I like that. Like, I think he's just like feeding into it then, because I do think he handled the media very well when he first.
He's well spoken, I think. The words that come out of his mouth aren't great, but like he's got good temperament.
Correct, and I hope the product on the pitch gets better, because honestly, it was how I was gonna start this whole conversation off, like transitioning from United. I think after your guys' game, you kind of saw an identity. After this game, for me, I don't think we really did. We kind of this wasn't like a dominant performance by any means. Yes, we got the 3 points, but there wasn't a change in play that was crazy noticeable to me. Like, we kind of very much still offensively possessed it with our wing backs all the way to the corners, trying to find something in the middle to create, not really crossing the ball ever, and kind of getting annoying at times. So I don't think I was as convinced after this performance about his coaching his coaching and his identity that he's bringing. But 3 points is 3 points. That's something that we weren't guaranteed all the time under Maresca. And so the fact that he's getting 3 points in his first Premier League outing makes me excited. His lineup, I thought, was okay. I wasn't thrilled about Tosin. Him getting hurt, I think, actually helped us, because once we brought Fofana in, I think I was more confident with our back line. I'm also going to mention it. You guys will probably talk about it a little bit. Cole Palmer. I think he is kind of exactly what I've been saying for the past 2 weeks, and he kind of slows our play down a little bit. And his creativity is not all there. I think he's forcing a lot of passes, and I also think he's getting shots on goal that normally went in that are not. And so I think that's kind of affecting his confidence. I also think it drastically changes the way we play. I honestly liked when we pulled Garnacho and Palmer kind of went out wide and Enzo played in the middle for us. I also think him getting on the score sheet is good for his confidence. Yes, it was a penalty, but he freaking banged the penalty.
It was a rocket.
I also think it's interesting he didn't celebrate. I'm hoping that's kind of like a I'm going to be better type mentality, and not so much him like pissed off at us. I don't know. I don't know how to take that, but obviously it's all over Chelsea Twitter right now is how he was reacting to his goal. Also, João Pedro getting on the score sheet makes me happy because I think he's a very good striker. Obviously, his score tally doesn't show that. I think he has 8 in all competitions.
He's got to get 12 more for you to get
12
your money,
more
bro.
by the end of the season, baby. Come on.
Come on.
But yeah, obviously hate Garnacho still. I'm happy with the 3 points though.
Garnacho, it has to be the most confusing player of all time, and even more than Delo. Delo is just shite.
I'm not even that confused by him. He's just ass. Dude.
No, okay, but here's the thing. So
then he scored 2 goals.
Yeah, so
Arsenal.
He scores 2 goals, and then also right, like
2 good finishes too, for sure.
And I was also watching this game. Don't
get me wrong. I don't want to give him any praise, but like there were finishes.
Most meaningless goals ever.
Yeah, but like he's
not
absolutely
not true. They're important for the second leg.
A little bit sorry, but like for that specific game,
I mean, still points on the board, and like so he'll run at defenders 15 times a game, and
give it to him 14.
13 times he dribbles the ball straight out of bounds, or he trips on himself. Like it's horrible. But then like
the penalty,
the 1 or 2 times that he plays a ball, like he cuts it back or plays across, it's a beautiful cross, and it's just like,
well, the
so
problem
confusing.
is no one, like, for instance, that happened in this game.
Yes,
he made a great play and he crossed it, and no one was in the middle. And
correct, because they all think he's going to lose it.
And the last 10 he's lost, so they haven't made those runs.
And that's why he's confusing. It's like he has all the skill and the ability to do that consistently, and he just doesn't do it. He's a basket case.
when you got the hair, you look how you do.
Yes.
You have to be good, or it's just it's a bad look.
You have to be
You want
sick.
a polarizing take?
It
Yeah.
only works. It only works if you're a world beater, man.
Uh-huh.
Bring Raheem Sterling back.
Stop.
I'd take him over Garnacho.
I mean, that's definitely a take.
That's a fucking take.
That's a take.
He hasn't,
Man, isn't he your highest paid player?
Yeah.
Yes. He hasn't played footy in a
No,
year.
he's been practicing, he says.
I mean, might go down as one of the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, Mudryk is back in training, so
3
we got
days.
that
3
going,
days.
Is he
3 days.
really?
3 days.
He is.
Why?
What else was I going to say?
I thought he was banned.
No.
Like, is he back?
Yeah.
He
back.
can.
What? Just the best real life meme of all time.
It'll be there
No,
no
we'll
matter
see.
what. Get ready.
Oh my
to
God,
learn,
he is back.
Get ready to learn Strasbourg, brother.
I've also, I've also seen some. I mean, obviously, we're Liam. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'll get the hang
Terry
of that.
Rozier.
Yeah,
I
I
love
like
that.
that.
Let's go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, Terry Rozier works, man.
But apparently, they came out and said that Liam and the board are trying to get a center back, and that makes me happy.
You did that like Jeremy Jacquet guy or whatever from.
That's who we're linked with. We're also linked with what's his name? Sensi from Bournemouth, and I absolutely love him. The reason that they're on the fence with him is because of his age, which obviously is annoying as fuck for me because I love the quality. But they look at them as a
investments.
Palestine.
Yeah.
But I'm excited that we're at least going out in the market and getting a center back. I also saw that we're linked with Julian Alvarez. That's probably some bullshit, but
has to be bullshit.
Been seeing some rumors on that one as well.
No shot.
No.
That man's going to go to Barcelona.
I'm happy. I haven't seen that in a little bit.
Andy Hoover, before you talk, just know that we love you and we're here for you.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Means a lot.
We listen and we won't judge.
Yep. We Tottenham, that team from North London, lost to who is it? West Ham? Relegation zone. West Ham, is that who it was that you guys lost to? 2-1. What last minute? 90th minute?
Andy, I love you.
We love you so much, bro.
What do you guys want to hear about? Like, where should I, like, what?
What do you guys want to know?
I could really honestly care
Can
less
you give
about
us
the game.
something a little different compared to the normal rants
Right,
you give?
that's what I'm saying. I do these rants all the time, and they're the same. So, like, what, where do we begin?
What are your thoughts on Conor Gallagher?
Yeah, you signed Conor
Yeah,
Gallagher.
that's a good point.
He did exactly what
Dude, this is so funny. It's like we're having an intervention. We're like, come on, man. It's like, you're good at, like, stuff,
Dude.
you know?
Solanke's back.
Yeah, you know.
Solanke's back. Yeah, that's huge.
There we go, fellas. Come on, baby.
It's like an
Big
elf when he's
steps.
like, and when the light burn out, you're the only one that can twist in the light bulb. And then you're going to have to do it all again.
Yeah, Conor Gallagher was exactly what you think, dude. Like, we knew what we were getting with him. So, like,
yeah. He's a baller, man.
He's a runner. He is physical. He's a ball winner. I sent you guys a tweet last week that was just like, one more physical midfielder, bro. We just need one more physical midfielder, please. That's all we need to progress the ball forward is one more physical midfielder. And we got it. Guess what? Doesn't progress the ball forward. Sick. Even if he could, that's just it's just generally not the instruction. I did follow a Twitter account recently that's it's pretending to be Thomas Frank, and it's like I loved the first half. The first half was excellent. It appeared that we did not need to approach any sort of progressive passing. We lumped it up forward, and all of my tactics worked to a plan. Even the goal for the other team, it was perfect. But yeah, man, like, whatever, dude. We've got this manager. He was clueless. He said, I've just been reading all of this stuff, getting ready here. In his post-match presser, he said, I think you all saw the game today. We could have easily won this 2-1. Yeah, we could have. We didn't.
But we didn't.
It wasn't that close. It was like 3 XG to 1.2. Romero and Van de Ven are our joint second highest scorers of the season. So I feel like that
The
in
only
itself
reason I'm keeping him on fantasy
is a microcosm for what's going on. Pedro Porro apparently has like the most chances created this season from like 700 crosses, of which 5 have connected. It's just like, dude, it's the same shit every day. It's like, if we had a resemblance of a potential, maybe there's a little bit of a hope of a piece of progress. Okay, there's a little bit of defense here. We're out the entire. We have an 11 fit first team players. We don't have the only player I think available in the middle tomorrow is Bergvall. Gallagher is not registered. Simmons might play. He's hurt. Archie Gray's hurt. Everybody else is hurt. Paulinia's hurt. Like, you can just go up and down, dude. It's just whatever. But nothing's gotten better. Kolomwani's terrible. Like, we don't use our wing player.
The most obscure
at all.
signing of all time, called the
Well,
Milani one.
And it makes you question, like who's making these decisions, dude? We loan intel from Bayern last year. We get excited. He doesn't do a damn thing all season. Scores 1-2 goals, and then okay, let's sign him for 35 million. Fine, whatever. We needed some more young talent. Maybe he comes good. Then we remove him from the Champions League roster spots to fill in Solanke. Mm-hmm. So what was the point of that? Who's making those decisions? Thomas Frank doesn't rate him because he's like a resembling of a decent footballer. It's just like, dude, Nuno Espirito Santos has the same amount of wins at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the last 9 months. 2.
That is
one
a
of them
bad
was with
stat.
Forest.
That's
bro.
a bad stat.
That's a bad stat. So one, the fact that he still has a job is insane. The whole stadium was chanting "You're getting sacked" in the morning, including the West Ham fans. It was both sections of fans. Wayne Rooney came out and said something. It's like, man, I felt for Thomas Frank. He's like, they were, the Leeds fans were battering me with it, and then the Birmingham fans joined in too. And he's like, it's tough knowing you're going to lose your job. Except he doesn't. It seems to be that he doesn't know he's going to lose his job because someone keeps telling him that he's not. So, like, dude, there's 9,000 available seats tomorrow against Dortmund in the Champions League. Like, that's bad. That's just unheard of, bro. It's unheard of. Like, you're losing the fans. You're losing the people that care. The away fans are chanting "boring, boring Tottenham."
Is there something within his contract that's like if he gets sacked before
20 mil? Yeah,
before like a Champions League exit or something.
I don't know about Champions League, but as how it stands right now, we would buy him out 20 mil. So that's Johan Lange, that's Vinay, that's everyone else that's kind of still left over from the Levy era. And at this point, dude, Levy was like, they're going to miss me when I'm gone. Like, yeah, I didn't realize that you were going to leave it in worse hands. I thought the plan was to get you out and get better at the sporting decisions, and they've only gotten worse. Yeah, man, it's just this one was the kiss of death. I've never felt so disconnected from this club, from the team, from caring. Like I told Dobes and Hen that I sat in silence for 2 hours after the final whistle. It's just nothing positive. We're gonna lose Van de Ven to Barcelona in the summer.
You got Conor Gallagher.
Thank God we got Conor Gallagher. Tell already wants to leave. I don't know why Xabi Simons even signed in the first place. This is where his career goes to die. It's just, dude. There's not one lick. And truthfully, dude, let me read you the next stretch of games. I'm gonna sound like a doomsday prepper here talking about it.
You sent this to us, yeah.
And I think we're in a relegation battle. Like,
you're 10 points safe right now from West Ham.
10 points safe. And this is a fun one. So, what was Bournemouth on no wins in 11 games? Tottenham win. West Ham no wins in 10. Tottenham, bam. Burnley next up at the weekend, no wins in 10 games.
Are we hammering Burnley?
That sounds like a betting.
Let's go, JJ Watt.
Yes. I'm a smart betting man, brother. I made I was up 9 units after that Bournemouth game because I bet on a Semenyo goal, I bet on the over, and I bet on Bournemouth double chance. I parlayed one of them. Brother, I'm a smart gambler. I'm not an emotional gambler. And this was the one that I bet on Tottenham. It's like, brother, it's West Ham. We beat them 3-0 in the beginning of the season away. Like, can we at least recreate something like that? No, dude, we couldn't. It was unbelievable.
I will say that there's nothing worse than just because Hen and I've been through it more recently than probably Winks. There's nothing worse than being so disconnected. It's one thing to lose, right? It's one thing to just lose games, but I get where Hoop's coming from with the disconnection of
100%.
The players don't seem like the players don't seem like they're bought into anything. There's no worse place to be as a fan.
Dude,
none.
Whenever Romero takes an interview, things are bad. He just refuses to speak English for the most part, and I love that about him. But we did, they had him on the Spurs post-match thing, and he was like, this is a disaster. They can't keep going this way, yada, 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 yada. And then you get, delusional Tommy Frank in, and he's like, I think things have been trending in the right direction. Brother, how? You're gaslighting yourself more than you're gaslighting anybody else, bro.
I also saw the whole Richarlison thing. He posted something about the Brennan Johnson.
Dude, what kind of precedent do you set at the club if you're gonna take down a picture of Brennan Johnson wheeling into the corner, winning your first trophy in 17 years? You take it down and you slap it up with another, picture of the squad. We're supposed to be celebrating champions, bro.
Yeah.
Why would you It's interior rot from top down, and the reason that these players can't get anything going is because the people that have been put into decision making positions don't know what they're doing. Any of them, bro. Our next run of games in the league: City at home, United away, Newcastle home, Arsenal home, Fulham away, Palace at home, Liverpool away. That's a relegation fight, brother. How many points do you think we're pulling out of that?
2.
How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
2.
Yeah, dead ass, dude. There's nothing in here that's all right, maybe we can pull one. No, bro. United just beat City at home. City's the only team that I honestly think we may be able to somehow beat because we just keep doing it. 5 years in a row, we continue to beat
Same
them.
with us, though. You just keep beating us or tying us.
You guys haven't beaten us in 5 years either.
I would say pencil at least a draw against us, minimum.
It just doesn't make sense. And, give me a new manager bounce, and I'm going to feel a whole lot better about everything. But, there's just nothing, dude. We're going into Dortmund tomorrow, and it is going to be first whistle, you're getting sacked in the morning. The fact if we beat Dortmund, they've got a hater in me for life, dude. There's just no way. They can't show up to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and actually underperform because nobody else does, bro.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. We, the majority of us on this podcast have gone through sacking managers this season, and no one is more deserving than the man who still has a job. So
it's ridiculous, bro.
Dude, do you want to talk about a quick side note? The worst, Brennan Johnson got fucked. He transferred to Crystal Palace, their captain leaves, and then their manager announces that he's leaving at the end of the season.
It's crazy. I mean, that's great business for Tottenham for what it's worth. 35 mil.
100%. But I just mean,
really
2.5 months ago or 3 months ago, Crystal Palace was in the top 6 in the league.
Totally.
Bro, and the Palace fans watched one game of him playing 90 minutes, and they were like, this man is scamming wages as a professional footballer. The Palace fans are like, I've never seen anyone with less technical ability in my life. Well, welcome to it. Welcome to the Brennan Johnson experience. Back post happens, baby.
It's incredible. We are here for you, continuously supporting you.
Move on.
Not Tottenham, but you. And just for what it's worth, been there before, brother. Been there before. Again, that meme that gets sent in our group chat every once in a while of the guy who's next to the guy who's getting hanged saying first time.
That one
forever makes me laugh.
Dude, that one, the forever tweet that was just oh well, just the footy, isn't it? One day we will all die a beautiful, sweet death.
It's so funny that Man, Dobes, you said it during the Manchester United section, but what a difference a win can make, because, bro,
It's insane.
I've been in the depths for weeks, and now I'm so happy. I'm so
Dude,
thrilled.
Thomas Frank was in my dream last night as the villain. I'm not even going to dive into that because it's weird, but he was the problem in my dream.
No, say the backstory. Say the backstory.
Dude, he was married to some like devil woman who was trying to take over the world via pandemic, and I was somehow there, and he was just letting it happen like nothing was wrong, bro. It was. I'm in Singapore.
That's some foreshadowing.
Disneyland.
It's just, yeah, it's very indicative of how he runs the football club as well.
Yeah.
Let's finish on Arsenal. Big drop points, for what it's worth. You got bailed out by a couple of the other teams dropping points as well, don't get me wrong. But you had a huge opportunity to really, really, really create some bigger distance here between you and City. Kind of just like a game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think annoyed is the right word, but I'm not nearly to the panicking stage yet. I think the fact that, the fact that I've gone through this twice already, I think I'm a little more thick-skinned at it now. And to think that we're 2 points behind pace of where Liverpool was at this point last season, doesn't upset me. In a game that was very winnable, you said it, having that kind of performance and still being able to extend the lead by a point is a big deal at this stage for us in the season. But just what a wasteful game that I think
so weird
would have made any of you guys want to scream at your TV the way that I was. I'm tired of this story around Arsenal, specifically to games that we draw 0-0 or 1-1, where we are statistically dominating but just cannot finish chances. I think that chances on both sides of the ball were about the only positive I took away from this. I think we did a good job of limiting Forest chances and creating our own. 4 big chances over 2 XG. But the fact that we just can't finish all these chances that we create has been our Achilles heel for the last 3 years now. I guess that's
Martinelli, man, Martinelli.
So I'm gonna get to that.
Everything, Dobes, don't interrupt me.
No, you're good. I mean, maybe not to Martinelli specifically, but I think that it's sort of a blanket application to our entire front three, at least the last 2 weeks, because I think Dobes, you said it earlier, we're extremely defensively sound, and that's great. And defense wins championships in just about every sport, but if we're creating all these chances and just can't put anything away, then what is any of it for?
Yep.
It's brutal. It's tough to watch. And Gyökeres, man, I've tried very hard to defend him throughout this season, but I have a feeling, and Nate said it in a text between him, I, and JP, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Kai Havertz this back half of the season.
You're working harder to defend him than other Premier League defenders are.
I think Kai or Gabby should start against us.
Yeah. So
if I were you, I think it makes sense.
So my and I was gonna bring this up because Dobes, I figured you would, but equally so, we need to see more Eze too. I know it. Yeah, you guys know it. I'm sure any listener on here who pays any attention to Arsenal knows it too. I think against you guys, I would love to see starting him on the left wing, Kai up top, Saka on the right, and Odegaard at the 10. And then whenever we do go to make subs, take Odegaard off, move Eze to the 10, and bring on Trossard or Martinelli, depending on what the game style looks like at that point, whether we need speed or someone to, make late cut-ins. Bring one of those two guys in on the left. What's up, Nick?
I was going to say, I also swear Eze could play up the middle, too.
He can. That's what I mean. But, Odegaard's found good form the last, 4 weeks. So I'm fine with keeping him there, but Eze needs to be on the pitch.
No, I'm almost saying like instead of Kai, like why
like
I
as a
think,
false nine kind of thing.
I think Eze has the talent. Obviously, it's not his preferred position, but he's not getting in minutes at his preferred position. So I feel like if you throw him at the striker role, I guarantee you he's better than Gilchrist. But
I just don't want to throw guys in positions that aren't their natural position, because like put him in his fucking best position, whether that's a 10 or left wing. But I say put him at left wing. Try Kai to start up front. We right now, with the guys that we have healthy, we have two other left wingers we can bring in, and 3 other strikers, 2 actual strikers, and Mikel Merino. But we have room. We have room to play around here, and what I really want, and the reason that I say like try that front 3 is because Saka's still creating chances on the right wing. He's getting crosses. He's obviously great from that right-sided corner, whipping balls in. But if we don't make a significant change after 2 straight games of not scoring a goal, if we don't make some sort of significant change to the front 3, whether it's at Inter tomorrow or Wednesday tomorrow, or
tomorrow,
or against United at the weekend, like something has to change, and I'm going to be super disappointed if we don't see something big change within the front 3 in one of these next 2 games. I think I don't know that we'll see anything drastic changing wise in both games, but something needs to change in one of the games, because it sucks watching us go scoreless in 2 straight games. Great to see that we aren't letting anything up, but we have to be finishing these chances. And we've given Gyökeres plenty of time to get comfortable, opportunities to take penalty kicks to get his confidence up, but he's just not taking to the Premier League and I don't want to completely knock his entire game. It's specifically his finishing ability, because there are a lot of times in these games where he does a great job of making runs that he might not get the ball, but he drags one or both center backs with him. There are plenty of times where he has, great hold up play, but it's these through balls that he just doesn't have the pace to keep up with somehow. After watching him in the Portuguese league last year, he looked like he was one of the fastest guys in that league.
Dude,
maybe that's just
that league more. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've given him enough leeway. I think that he needs to, earn that.
He's just not an elite striker.
Spot.
Like at the end of the day, I mean, you can make those runs, you can drag defenders, whatever it is. It's just he's not an elite striker.
And I wouldn't say he's an elite finisher.
You would or you wouldn't?
Wouldn't.
Oh,
specifically,
yeah,
I think there are pieces to an elite striker that he does really well, creating space and dragging defenders with him.
For sure, but so does Danny Welbeck.
Yeah. But guys can have elite pieces to them, or pieces of them that work really well within a system. But I think for what we needed in a striker when we bought one, it was one that just scores goals.
Mm-hmm.
I could, if he was a pure goal scorer and had 16, 17 goals at this point in the season, but did a shitty job of dragging defenders, I would not give a fuck.
Yep.
Because that's why
I think I said it too. It's like, but in this game this weekend, he brought Marino on 20 minutes before he brought Eze on the field in a 0-0 game at Nottingham. Like, it's not like you're at Old Trafford or like, this is the game you bring on one of your best attacking players. Like, in my opinion, you go try to win. And I know Winks, you probably agree, but like, that's what just didn't make sense. Like, Marino, in my opinion, is like, he's fun. Like, he's, you know what I mean? He can score some goals. He's technically but Eze was like, we were talking to him before you guys signed him, as one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. You know what I mean?
He was up there for argument, in the world with the kind of team he was on.
In the England 11.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think we saw it in, I forget who they were playing. Obviously, we saw it against Tottenham earlier this season, scoring a hat trick. Like, we know he has shit in his wheelhouse. But then there were other games. There was one game in particular where he played, a through ball straight up the field, right behind the center backs, and it was something that we just don't do. Like, so many of our through balls are diagonal, and I think he just brings a bit of creativeness, which is going back to what I was saying. If we can start him on the left wing, let's just say it's against Inter, Kai's up top, when we do make those subs in the 70th minute or whatever, depending on the scoreline, take Odegaard off, move him into the 10 role, and allow him to be a little more creative in the middle of the field versus doing what he does on the left wing. And I think it will open up the game in a much different way, because Odegaard is prone to, if it's a 2-on-3, he's going to step on it and fucking turn around and, not necessarily try and be dangerous with that next play and go at a 2-on-3. But I think Eze's the kind of player that will, or he might try and take a guy on and lay the ball off, or take that first guy on and get a shot on net. But I think it's a difference in mentality that would be super impactful, especially in the second half, to have him in the middle of the pitch. But I think he needs to start regardless right now.
He's got nothing to lose either. He's got to be that. He's got to be pushing those passes.
I'd be pissed off if I was him.
Oh,
for sure.
And I don't blame him. I don't know the ins and outs of why he isn't, getting that time. I don't know if he's doing something in training that Arteta just sees, I don't know.
He's on the outside looking in at that World Cup squad that he was nailed on for last year. I've said it once. That's something to watch.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so annoyed but not panicking, to sum it up. But I think
That's fair.
I think after two straight Premier League scoreless games, we need to see a change in some way of the front three that's fairly drastic with the amount of reserves we have to play with.
Let's make it 3 straight Premier League games with no goals.
I just don't see that happening.
No, I would love to make it 3. But a lot of midweek games to catch up on, Champions League, Europa League, a lot to pay attention to this weekend with the footy as well. And as always, we'll be right back here. Well, actually, I say as always. We didn't record last week. How about that, fellas? We didn't record a pod. Didn't even bring it up. Sorry, listeners. But most weeks we'll be back here talking about the Premier League, the St. Louis City League, that is the MLS, and everything that goes on in between. Make sure you check us out on the Instagram, the Twitter, the TikTok. We're active as always. And cheers, fellas.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, lads.
Cheers.